and welcome to Courts This Week. This is Sanya taking you through important court updates of the week that was. Let's go over the Supreme Court updates first. Supreme Court has upheld Centre's plan for the Central Vista project by 2:1 majority. Justice Khanna pens dissent. Bench held that there existed no infirmity in the grant of no objection by the Central Vista Committee, approval by the Delhi Urban Arts Commission as per the DUAC Act 1973, prior approval by the Heritage Conservation Committee under clause 1.12 of the Building Bylaws for Delhi 2016. Bench further held that the exercise of power by the central government under section 11A2 of the DDA Act 1927 was just and proper. Justice Sanjeev Khanna rendered a separate judgment wherein, while agreeing with the issue of award of the project, he noted that the same had to be remitted back to the public hearing as there was no prior approval of the Heritage Conservation Committee. Death row convict. Balwant Singh Rajput's mercy plea to be decided by 25th January. Supreme Court asked Centre and asked it to submit its recommendations. The bench headed by CJI S.A. Babri said that this while hearing a writ petition filed by Balwant Singh seeking commutation of his death penalty on the ground that his mercy petition had been pending for the past 8 years. Constitutional challenge can be addressed before High Court, Supreme Court said while dismissing a plea challenging provisions of GST Act. The court observed that though the jurisdiction under Article 32 is a salutary constitutional safeguard to protect the fundamental rights of citizens, the recourse to the jurisdiction under Article 32 should be entertained in a particular case and is a matter for the calibrated exercise of judicial discretion. High Court's power under Article 226 and 227 to interfere with arbitration process needs to be exercised in exceptional rarity. Supreme Court observed, adding that it must only be exercised when one party is left remediless under the statute or a clear bad faith is shown by one of the parties. If the courts are allowed to interfere with the arbitral process beyond the ambit of the enactment, then the efficiency of the process will be diminished. The bench observed, while setting aside a judgment of the Gujarat High Court, allowing a writ petition challenging the writ jurisdiction of the sole arbitrator. Love jihad laws. Supreme Court issues notice on pleas challenging UP, Uttarakhand laws against religious conversion for marriage. The bench, however, declined to stay the provisions of the laws which require prior permission for religious conversions of marriage. The CJP, in its PIL filed through Advocate Tanima Kishore, has contended that the provisions of the Impugn Act and Ordinance both violate Article 21 of the Constitution as it empowers the state to suppress an individual's personal liberty and it impinges upon the individual's right to freedom of choice and the right to freedom of religion. The Supreme Court has acquitted a man who was sentenced to death in a dacoity with murder case. The bench observed that it does not find it safe to rely on the version given by the child witness, who was the youngest son of the deceased in the instant case. He was about 5 years of age when the incident occurred. The court, on reappreciating the evidence on record, noted that there are certain inconsistencies or infirmities in his deposition, and directed state to conduct fact-finding inquiry. The bench heard the matter and noted that a peculiar facts and circumstances of the instant case, particularly the fact that the petitioner had suffered 11 injuries in custody, it warranted for bail being granted to the petitioner. CJI raises concerns of spread of COVID-19 amongst protesting farmers. The Chief Justice of India asked Solicitor General Tushar Mehta as to whether precautionary measures were being taken amongst the protesting farmers. He noted that it could give rise to a situation similar to the Tablighi Jamaat incident. Same problem may arise from farmers' protests as well. I don't know if farmers are protected from COVID-19, the CJI remarked in reference to the farmers' protests at Delhi borders, which had been ongoing since November 26. The observations were made by the CJI while presiding over a plea seeking investigation by CBI into the matter related to the assembly of people at Anand Vihar bus terminal and Markaz. Nobody can interfere in peaceful life of two adults residing together, Allahabad High Court noted while providing protection to another interfaith couple. In this case, a Hindu woman claimed that she decided to follow Islam religion and as such she willingly converted her religion. After conversion, the couple submitted she solemnized the marriage with her Muslim husband. This is a free and democratic country, and once a person becomes a major, he or she can marry whosoever he or she likes. If the parents of the boy or girl do not approve of such intercaste or interreligious marriage, the maximum they can do is that they can cut off social relations with the son or the daughter, but they cannot give threats or commit or instigate acts of violence, and cannot harass the person who undergoes such intercaste or interreligious marriage, the bench reiterated. Expunging remarks while hearing appeal, Sessions Judge has no jurisdiction to judge the judicial officer who authored the judgment, Allahabad High Court has held. The bench of Justice Alok Mathur was hearing an application filed by a judicial magistrate who has prayed before the court to quash the remarks made against him by the Sessions Judge, who is from Hardoi, while setting aside his judgment in State versus Yamohan Singh. The bench noted that sobriety, moderation and reserve are the greatest qualities of a judicial officer, and he or she should never be divorced from them. High courts and other courts now. Sushant's face revealed he was innocent and sober, a good human being, said Bombay High Court Judge Justice S.S. Shinde, who presided the division bench, which reserved its verdict on a petition filed by Rajput's sister Priyanka Singh and Meetu Singh, seeking to quash an FIR for alleged forgery and fabrication of a medical prescription for their brother Rajput, who was 34 years old and was found dead in his suburban residence on June 14, 2020. His father, K.K. Singh, later lodged a case of abetment of suicide and cheating against Chakraborty and her family members. The case is currently being probed by the CBI. Bombay High Court has banned propagation of sales of items claiming miraculous or supernatural powers via television advertisement. The bench has also held that the TV channel telecasting such an advertisement would be liable under the provisions of the Maharashtra Prevention and Eradication of Human Sacrifice and Other Inhuman, Evil and Aghori Practices and Black Magic Act 2013. The petition had sought prevention of the telecast of advertisement on TV channels by which there was promotion of sale of articles like Hanuman Chalisa Yantra. Two Ayodhya residents have filed an appeal challenging CBI court's verdict acquitting all accused. The advocate, who has also been the convener of the Babri Masjid Action Committee, said the two filed the petition because the prosecuting agency CBI has not yet appealed against the judgment last year. Ayodhya residents Haji Mahmood Ahmed 74 and Syed Aklaq Ahmed 81 claimed in the petition that they were witnesses in the trial against those acquitted by the special court on September 30th. So that's all for this week, guys. Hope you found the information helpful and informative. Please don't forget to hit the like and share button on this video. Bye. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss a video from LiveLaw.